that was a song playing, and that song happened to be by Raheem Devon, and it was excellent.
I'm sorry, guys. Yo, we're like having the most in-depth.
Black folks will never know the words of the song.
We're having like the most in-depth conversation. We just got lost in it.
Yeah.
But we're here with comedian Steve Brown.
Yes.
Yes, you are. I'm here with you.
Yes, you are. And of course, Miss BJ and myself, Rachel D. So we're going to get into learning more about comedian Steve Brown. So start from the beginning.
Hey.
When your mother and father were like Wendy Williams and her husband.
Wait a minute.
What is going on?
Hey, look. Even the producer, Terrence, he put his hand over his mouth like, look, well, I ain't like that. I ain't like that.
No, see, Terrence got it, though. So he
well, actually, man, I was raised with my grandparents. So,
she can do that too.
No, see, look.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Man, what, is this taking a shot at Steve? I don't know what's wrong with a BJ.
He was giving me light.
She is not saved, is she?
No, I'm not.
You are not saved.
Continue.
But I've been doing comedy going on over 20 years, and loving my profession. And I feel like I was put here just to make people laugh. Oh. And of course, I help a lot of people through laughter. I have my scholarship fund, the Steve Brown Scholarship Fund, where I have a scholarship at my alma mater, Stillman College. It's HBCU in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Mm-hmm. So shout out to all the HBCUs. And I put that scholarship in place over 7 years ago. And the scholarship is to help students that are already in college who are making the grades, but that financial aid and that student loan don't kick in, or it's just not enough. So we use my scholarship fund to bridge the gap.
Oh, that's nice.
So it's and my long-term goal is to have it at all the HBCUs all over America. So that's what I'm praying for. That's what I'm working for, and I do a comedy show in my hometown, Tuscaloosa, Alabama. It's called Funny First Friday, where I bring in all the comics, the Rodney Perrys, the JJs, everybody. As a matter of fact, my man Benji Brown, he's going to be there April 1st. And the proceeds from that show goes towards my scholarship fund. And so just trying to do my thing. I believe in black love, black education, and I believe in giving back. I'm not the richest, I'm not the most famous, but I'm doing my part.
Exactly.
So
that is cool.
I'm the funniest though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm the funniest.
And you know what? Comedy is so important. It really is. Like, just a personal note, like when I was going through stuff, I started going to the Atlanta Comedy Theater every week, and it just made a difference.
Cool.
Just sitting there laughing and just kind of letting it out. So you guys do a lot more than you think.
Well, you know what?
You're just entertaining.
I'm glad that you mentioned that, because I'll be there. I'm the new host at the Atlanta Comedy Theater, so I'm inviting y'all and all the listeners. Come on out this Friday. So y'all make sure 2 shows. And speaking of that, man, I'm also pitching a reality show called The Last Laugh. We're my wife and I, we wrote it, and it's about comics, whereas we can entertain you guys all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? We're your pretty much we're your outlet pretty much, and we're your stress relievers. But keep in mind, when those lights go down and y'all go home with that laugh, that smile on your face, I really feel good. There's nobody for us. We don't have that outlet.
Oh.
So now we're in search of what? That last laugh.
That last laugh.
Right. So and you see a lot of comics have fallen by the wayside and drugs and alcohol because they didn't have anybody to be that person for them. Luckily, and me being blessed, I have a beautiful wife to be my backbone. So when I'm feeling down and out, she's there for me. So everybody needs an outlet, and people just think of us as like, man, this is my outlet, man. I'm gonna go see Kevin Hart. I'm gonna go see this and that. But believe it or not, and I'm gonna keep it real with you, comics are some of the most miserable people in the world. Laughter is pain.
The artist.
The laughter is pain. So don't get it twisted because they he ha in your face. That don't necessarily mean they're happy. Me, I keep it real. I'm blessed. I'm happy. I got 2 beautiful daughters. My wife is the most beautiful woman in the world. I'm good. It may not be the richest, but trust me,
good.
I'm happy and I'm the funniest. I ain't gonna lie to you. Oh, I'm funny. If you ain't laugh, I promise you, something wrong with you, not me.
But no, they do say that laughter comes from pain. Like the stories you guys tell,
of course,
are like real deal, and you just make it funny.
I've had all types of. I mean, honestly, this business has actually made me cry. I'm not going to lie to you. It's made me cry. I've gone from being homeless, sleeping in my car with me and my son, to where I am now. So I've come a mighty long way. So I know the ins, outs, ups and downs of the business. It's like any other business. It's politics. The only fun part about this business is being on stage. And for me, how I kind of conquered my pain was on stage. That's like my therapy. And I have a reputation throughout the business of being on stage too long. Man, when you get on stage, you don't want to get off. But you know, to keep it real, that's my therapy. So I'm pretty much giving myself self-therapy, you know, on stage. And it's like, and then I lose track of time, you know. But you rest assured that when I'm on stage, you laughing though. You laughing.
Oh, yeah.
So
And he's very energetic. I've seen him live, and you do flips and cartwheels and
quit telling my
handstands.
business. Don't do that.
Right.
I'm a physical comic.
Yeah.
I'm a physical comic. So, you know, I'm one of those comics. I tell the joke and I show the joke.
Oh, wow.
You know, so it's really entertaining. And people ask me, how do you feel about your audiences? What do you have for your audience? I have absolutely nothing for my audiences. Why? Because I'm entertaining me. People pay me a lot of money to entertain me. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, and I give myself the best show possible, and people just sit there and watch.
See, that's what I like.
Yes.
You'll come for a good time.
You sound like this is a flick or something.
But
Come
no.
for a good time.
No, come on.
Then she get sexy. Even Terrence shaking us. Then he get Terrence. Then she get sexy, and she said, "Come for a good time." That's what got me. Not she ain't say time. She said time. See that? See, all right, BJ, quit
What
playing.
number
now.
should we call BJ for that good time?
You should call Love 860 AM to hear more of this television
Oh, wow.
radio show.
Yeah,
So-
call the number and have a good time.
You know what? But let me ask, we did have a great conversation earlier, and I would like to know, like, we were talking about some of the interesting things that face in this social media world now, comedians. And we were talking about Instagram.
Of course.
And that is just so interesting.
And BJ, Instagram is really good for comics, but it's also really bad for comics. A la the internet comedians, the Instagram comedians. You have some brothers and sisters. They're on Instagram. They're putting up very funny videos. Now the videos are entertaining,
Right.
but they put in their little on the top where their name's comedian. You know, and people get confused.
Yeah.
And then now they're like, okay, let me go see this guy. He's funny. And then when they book him, he's garbage. I mean, he's like straight garbage. No material, no content, no nothing, no punchline. And I mean, it's a couple of them out. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, I know some of y'all gonna be like, oh, he just hating, because that's what we do, black people. When we tell the truth or give constructive criticism, our first defense mechanism is what? He hating, because we don't never want to hear the truth. We don't never want to hear the truth about us. Right. Well, let me say this, and I'll step on toes and feet. Country Wayne, love him to death. Good dude, nice dude. Country Wayne is not a comedian, people.
Right.
Stop looking at this guy as a comedian. He is a guy that does funny videos on Facebook. Are they funny? Yes. Some of them are cute, but he is not a comedian. And the thing is, people are like, man, I bet you ain't funnier than Country Wayne. Of course I'm not, because I don't do videos.
Right.
But Country Wayne don't want to see me on his mic either. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing about it, like for all these internet comedians and everything, they can edit that camera. They can edit that camera. They can edit it and make themselves seem like they're the most funny people in the world. But you can't edit this mic. Whatever comes up comes out.
Yes.
You can't change it. So,
Sounds like a challenge to me.
oh no, ain't no challenge. It ain't never a challenge. I mean, hey, you can't touch greatness. I'm good at what I do. Trust me.
All right. We hear that. Well, that's comedian Steve Brown. We're going to keep you on the Real with Rachel D show. We have more coming up, so you're
I ain't
not
going
anywhere.
nowhere.
We already locked the door, so you can't go anywhere.
Oh, wow.
Sorry. But guys, remember to follow us on social media on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, SoundCloud, and YouTube at the Real with Rachel D. Coming up, we have Sunshine Anderson. Heard
What
it all
good
before.
time.
Baby.